Hey everyone, it's Danny here, and today I'm going to be showing you guys how to do a general cleanup when you get a used, dirty condensing unit, and exactly the proper way what you want to do and how to clean it up, make it organized, because when you get used equipment, they're always all scrambled, they're dirty, some parts don't match up. So today I got two condensing units here. We got this one right here. It's an old unit, and we got this unit here. Both are for freezers, both are low temp, and I just got these from the scrapyard, and I'm just gonna make sure everything's working properly, and yeah, just tidy it up a bit, maybe give it a wash and a paint job, make sure everything's on tight, and we'll go from there. So first thing, we're going to start with this unit, and the first thing I'm going to do is take out all the extra electrical that's connected to the unit from the previous owner. So I'm just going to take that out. So for instance, I'm going to take this one out, this piece. I'm going to take this solenoid out, this one over here. And then after that, we're going to work on just making sure everything's on stable. So let's get started and take out all the electrical wires. So when I do want to hook this unit up, I can easily do it. Just have an electrician come in and do all the electrical work for me, and he can start from a blank slate. So let's see if I could find a good spot for you. So what I'm doing now is just taking out all the extra stuff. So first one, I'm taking out this big one right here, this big wire. Get a flat screwdriver and just go ahead and take out everything. It's not common you come across a water-cooled condensing unit. You should not really install these anymore. It's against the law unless you are reusing the wastewater that's coming out of the unit. So I got this loose. Let's see where yeah, there you go. By taking out all the wires, all the extra wires, makes the job for the electrician much easier. That's done, and now I'm gonna keep my low pressure switch wires here. Gonna take out the solenoid. I prefer the solenoid being hooked up to the thermostat rather than straight to the unit here. But everybody has their preferences. go. Got the solenoid nut out here. Get this out of the way. Perfect. Now we have something, we're getting more space, and lastly I'm going to take out this heat tape. This was obviously for the drainage of the previous walk-in freezer. This can be a little stiff. Take out the that out of the way. And now I'm just going to try to take out this fitting here. For some reason, it seems like it's stuck on. Yeah, it's a little chip here. Won't let the O-ring spin. Finally. Okay, we got that out. So now all we have left for wires is the wire here. I'll show you. So I've taken out all the extra ones, and all we have left is the wire that goes straight to the compressor. I'm going to keep that on. And also the wire that goes to our condenser fan, which is this fan right here. Let me just take out all this garbage. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is, just so I don't lose it, I'm going to put this box back on, the electrical box. There we go. Go ahead. This is not the right electrical box for this. The covers, I lost the cover, so I'm just going to put 2 screws on this bad boy. Trying to get it in here. Put my phone somewhere else. Just give me a sec. Sorry about that. Had to put the camera down. So here's it. So I'm done with the electrical now. Now the next step is make sure everything's on very sturdy. Now this seems like very old copper pipe, so I'm going to be changing this pipe right here from the water-cooled condenser to my filter dryer. To my receiver tank, and I'm also going to be changing the pipe from my high side of my compressor here, this pipe, all the way to the condenser over here. So I'm going to be changing these two pipes just because they're very old, and I'm going to be taking this piece out I'm going to add a new one, and then also I'm going to go ahead and see if I can replace this suction line valve. This is very, very old pipe, so I want to try and make it look new. Usually with this old pipe, there tends to be leaks here and there, so it's going to be changing it right now while it's at the shop rather than I do it at the job site. And while I'm doing that, I'm also going to bolt my water-cooled condenser to the plate. As you can see, it's very loose here. And maybe I might change my receiver tank. It looks a bit small. I have one here that I might put in instead. So just give me a sec and I'll be right back while I get my tools. Okay guys, so I got all my tools I need, and now I'm going to go ahead. First thing I want to do is, while I'm here, I want to try to take this valve out. I found a new one that I had, and I want to put this one in instead of this one. So how I'm going to do that, I'm going to take this one out first, and then I'll put this one in. Just screws right in. But these can be very, very difficult. These suction service cells get rusted in, and throughout time this becomes very, very sticky. So I'm gonna try my best, and hopefully I can pick it out without doing anything too crazy. Yeah, that's good. Perfect. Uh-oh. I can't turn it all the way because the thing hits my suction line would hit this. So I'm gonna take that out, and then then it should come out easy. Much easier. So I'm gonna go ahead. Oh yeah. Usually comes off much harder than this. Just be careful because it's very hot. So I'm gonna move this out of the way. Oh yeah. This was caked on. So now, before I put the new one back on, I might just, you can see that here. Show you this little O-ring you see here. I'm gonna replace that first, and then I'll put my new valve on. Here. I don't know if you guys can see that. Yeah, see it's how it's been sort of melted a little bit. That's no good. This would cause leaks when I see this piece. Before I put the new valve in, I'm gonna replace this, or also it's gonna cause more leaks in the future. So I'll set that aside. I'm gonna cover this up because after I'm done all cleaning and tidying it, I'm gonna wash it, and I don't want any water to get into there. So now we can go ahead. I'm going to take this pipe out. Just working our way around the compressor. Let's see if I can place there. Gonna switch the tips. That's way too big for a 3/8 pipe. Gonna clean this cart a bit before. I'll put this on for now. so I don't forget later. Then we can go ahead. See, this receiver tank is also loose, but it doesn't matter. I'm going to change this receiver tank anyways. I can go ahead, because I'm changing this pipe, I can just cut it off and take this receiver out. No shortcuts, guys. Although it may seem tedious, like a tedious job. So yeah, just take out the old one here. And put this new one in. Right here. Okay, so that's out. This is out. And I'm going to put this towards this side. So I'll put this pipe right now. There we go. And we can also go ahead and take this one out too. Here. Take out this one. Now if you want, you can take out the high pressure switch, but I'm not going to take it out. I'm just going to leave it on. And I'm going to also have one more left right here. Just be careful, guys. Like you saw, there might be some oil trapped inside the copper pipes. And last but not least, I'm going to just take this one out. Up here. Okay, that's all done. That's out, that's out. There, and now we just have to take out, find a screwdriver for this bad boy. Be careful, guys. Some pipes. Just try not to burn yourself when you're brazing. Okay, guys, so that's all done. Now we can easily place our water coil anywhere we want. Another thing you guys can do is, I should take this receiver tank back out. You can put it like how it was originally. From the manufacturer, how they do it, they put the receiver tank in the middle of the loop of the water cool, and then you can just make it look way more professional. And that way you don't have to drill any holes. And go like so. Now we just have to tighten the bolt on the bottom of the unit. Pull the filter dryer. Just make sure when you're bolting the filter dryer that the place you want to braze the 1/4-inch pipe is accessible and is in a place where it's easy to braze. Perfect. And now you can go ahead. Now I'm going to put a valve on the top of the receiver tank. I'll be right back. Just got one of these bad boys for my storage. So now we can just fit it right on. Like so. And then I'm gonna start with I'm gonna be taking this piece out from the water valve. I don't really need this anymore. As you can see, it's facing down. I want it to face out straight. Just make the work easier for your fellow mates. So for my plumber, might as well just make everything ready for him. So this piece right here, don't want to do that. You want to use 2 wrenches. What I'm going to do now is actually just leave it on and just make it facing up. Just for now. Actually, I'll just take it out. Let the plumber deal with it. Okay, we are all done here. Just want to tape up everything and just braze. Actually, I'm going to tape up everything so I can take it out and then take it outside, give it a good wash and bring back, and then we'll go ahead and finish up with all the piping that we have, all the piping that we took out, put the new ones in. Okay, I'll be right back. Okay folks, so I brought the unit outside and I decided that I'm gonna actually disconnect the receiver tank from the plate so I can have access to my condenser fan, so I can clean that. The fence looks very dirty, as you guys can see. So now I'm just gonna clean each piece separately, and then once I'm all done cleaning and everything is dried, I'll put everything back together. Here's the grill for the fan. So I'm just gonna drop that in some water, let that soak. And now I'm just gonna give this a good pre-rinse. This is my water valve. Not a big deal. Water goes in there. As for it always has water regardless while it's working. And everything else is all taped up. As you can see, it's important that it's very important for the compressor side, especially the suction and discharge is all capped off, and we're good to go. I got my garden hose here. Just gonna give it a a spray right now. To get off all the thick pieces. All the big pieces. Give it a rinse, a quick rinse. And then I'll spray it with some cleaning solution. Make sure you clean the fan. So I'll see you guys in a bit once I'm done cleaning my condensing unit. Okay, so I just loosely put it back on now. After I've cleaned everything, everything is a little loose still. As you can see, the condenser is still moving. But I just realized that the compressor on this unit, this small number, it uses HP80, and that refrigerant no longer exists, and in order to replace it I must change a lot of stuff for a low temp application. So what I'm going to do now is quickly change the compressor on this unit, just because I'm going to throw this compressor baby out and put a 404 compressor instead, and just have that running for my walk-in freezer. So that's why I have this ratchet out. It's outside, it's a good day, it's not raining, so might as well do it now rather than do it inside. The only thing I have to disconnect is this cable right here and this low pressure. So I'm gonna do that now. The compressor, I don't have a compressor yet that's gonna replace this, but I will get it hopefully soon enough. Or maybe I can use it for other projects that I have coming up. I do have a walk-in cooler that I must finish soon. It's currently being built right now, so it should be done by next week. Maybe I'll use this unit for an R22 system for that walk-in. I don't suggest using R22 as it should be, it's mandated to be phased out by 2020, but some of my customers are cheap, and I told them many times not to use it, but they insist on using it. That out. Let me take my low pressure fitting out like so. And now all we have left is to give me a screwdriver. I'll be right back. You guys can see it, but I'm going to take this cable out for the compressor. I just realized that it's a low temp, it's a HP80 low temp application. I kind of wish it was 404, so I wouldn't have to change it, but oh well. Shit happens. Okay, now we can disconnect our compressor wire, which is these three on the bottom. One there. One there. Because it's three-phase, we have three wires. There we go. Now just take this fitting out. Okay, there we go. This should come up easily now. I like to put these O-rings back on the fittings just so I don't lose them. Okay, so now it should come out easily. Careful, these are very, very, very heavy. Perfect. Okay, so I'm going to see it in my storage, and I'll be right back with a compressor for this unit. We'll see. Maybe I'll use a R22 for that walk-in cooler I have to build, or I might use a 404 compressor for a walk-in freezer I have to build at the end of the month. I'll be right back. Okay, guys, here's inside my storage unit in which I keep all my compressors. And for the unit that we're working on right now, I'm probably going to use this compressor right here. This bad boy. It's an AHA 4520 EXT. This should be perfect for that. I'm going to use this for that walk-in cooler that I have to build at the end of the month. Okay, so I'm going to take this outside. I'll be right back. So now I have decided that I'm going to use the R22 compressor. I got it here. I put the bolts on it, on the legs, and I also changed the electrical box here because I already had the low pressure switch on it. I just took the old one out. As you can see right there, I just put this one on. It was very easy. I just had to take out the wire from the condenser fan and the low pressure switch over here fitting on the old one. Put the new one on, the new compressor, mounted everything, and I'm going to wheel this in and then do my piping. Actually, before then I'm going to maybe just give this a quick paint job to plate, make it look nice, and then I'll wheel it in. It's better to do the painting out here in the open. So this is what it looks like when everything's all done. Now we're just ready, just gonna get some paint job done and make it look nice again. Okay guys, so now the paint is all dry. I put everything back together. Looks very new now. So now we can go ahead with our piping. So where you want to start? I like to start from the high side of the compressor. So you can see here, this is a 3/8. We need 3/8 pipe. So we're gonna get 3/8. Pipe it along from here all the way to here. This over here, it says, don't know if you guys can see, right there it says refrigerant in, or also water out. It's both the same. So that's where you want to hook up your high side pipe coming from the compressor. So I'm going to do that first. And then once I'm done that, I can go ahead and do this. I need a small piece of pipe for this side from where it says refrigerant out, or it says water in, both the same thing. I don't know what it says right. I don't know if you can see that. It says refrigerant and then out and water in. Over here is where I'm going to hook up, raise my pipe to my receiver tank right here. Remember, where the water goes in, refrigerant always goes out. They're opposite of each other. That's how this coil works, the water-cooled condenser. They flow in opposite directions. Okay, so now I'm going to grab my pipe and I'll be right back. Okay guys, I got the unit here. I got my copper pipe 3/8. So now I'm just going to measure on how much pipe I actually need. I don't want to cut extra and at the end just have extra lying around. So might as well try to get as close as possible as to how much I need. I'm going to gauge it out. See how much I need. And remember, you always want to make it try to look as nice as possible. So try to make it look as neat as possible. That should keep it clear enough. It's always good to double check. So I got that in. Make this come down, go around here, and then go up right into that hole. Should be good. Of course, it's always good to use soft copper. That's what I'm using right now. Just gonna cut off this end because this is a little bent out of shape. Just gonna see if I can find some sandpaper right now. It's always good to sand off the ends. I actually don't got any on hand, so I'm just gonna use some steel wool. Just use some steel wool. Just make sure when you're cleaning the pipe that you always make it point down so you don't get any of the debris up and into the pipe. Perfect. And now we want to go ahead and try to play with the pipe and make it fit as nice as possible while making it look professional. Okay, I think I got it. Check it out. This is what it looks like. So from the compressor high side down, gonna screw this right into the plate. Then right here, a pipe's gonna go in there. If you guys can see that here. That pipe. Spant it and anchor it to the plate, and then it should slide right into that. Right into here. So just gonna cut off the extra now. Of course, it's always better to cut too little than too much, because, well, you can always cut more. See how we did. I could even cut a little bit more because I don't want this to stick out. But before I cut any more, I want to braze this end. First, the high side right here, I want to do this first just so I can get a more accurate, so I know exactly how much I need on that side. I can always play with this. It's not in all the way, but it should go in all the way once I heat up this pipe. Go check for leaks. Any holes I might have missed. We're good. We're good. Perfect. So now I'm just gonna wet ready and cool it down. Should have one right here. Gonna get this wet a bit. Okay, that's all done. Now we can move on over here and get back to this piece right here. Okay, so I want to ensure that I have enough room. And when you're doing all this, you want to plan it out so you have just enough. That should be perfect. I might get lucky and have just enough play that I can just drop it right in. Okay, that's perfect. Before I do anything, I just want to wedge this a little bit. Okay, so now once I heat up the bottom pipe, it should just drop right into that. Because there is some solder still left on from the old braze, it won't fit in, it won't go in all the way. So I could just get a bit of it in, I'll at least just match it. Now once it heats up, the solder is gonna melt and it should slide right in. Hopefully. Perfect. that just slid right in there. So now, just gonna see if I missed any spots. Perfect on that side, perfect on this side. There we go. Go ahead, we can cool it down now with the wet rag. Now, once we're done that, okay, that's good. We can now find a small piece, and we can now start with our our receiver tank. Don't know if you guys can see. Yeah, you can just barely see this hole right here. This has to connect to this hole. So how I'm gonna do that? Let's see if I can bend this. Perfect. Just want to sand some off. Steel wool actually does a very good job when it comes to sanding. You can see. Just make sure the pipe is always facing down. Do both ends. Okay, that fits in there, and this should cut this off at like a couple millimeters, just a bit too long. That's how much I cut off. I don't know if you guys can see. Just that much. Looks like a little, but it's just how much I needed off, hopefully. And I have to somehow get that in there. So what I'm going to do, we'll try with this end first. It's going to be hard to put this in since there's some dried solder on here from the previous brace. So what I'm going to do is cut off this time from the other end. Just a little bit. That way I get more play and I can maneuver the pipe the way I want. that should be good. Just need to get that in there. It actually might be a little too long still. Yeah, still a bit too long. Okay, so now let's try one more time. And now this should be good. Let's see if I could put at least this end in first. This one is giving me a hard time right here, this one. This one goes in very comfortably, right in. Now, what I want to do is lift this end up a bit, and then bend it back a bit, like that. Be very careful when you're doing this, guys. You don't want to kink any of the copper pipe. So that's what it looks like now. That one's in, and this one, just the tip is in. So hopefully when I braise, just be gentle. Okay. Hopefully when I start braising, when I braise this piece, this should just slide right in. Pretty much it's flush to the other pipe. And I'm running our solder. So So the one end to the filter through my receiver tank. That end is all done. However, this one still not fully in. So I'm gonna braise it some more, heat it up, and see what I can do until I get it fully in. Maybe if I just bend it. Very careful, guys, when you're doing that. Last thing you want to do is bend. Brand new piece of pipe. Give it a shot. That was one stubborn piece of pipe. So now we are all done. And now, next step, once all our piping is done, we can go ahead and do some pressure testing. See if we have any leaks. These used systems that have been in storage for a long time, every now and then have some leaks somewhere. So I'm going to pressure test, and if once it passes pressure test, we can go hook it up. Okay, I'm gonna go get some nitrogen. I'll be right back. Okay, folks. So I just brought my nitrogen and I hooked up my gauges to the condensing unit. Before I pressure test, I should mention that I want to put my king valve all the way in, and also I want to do the same thing on my suction service valve right here. So both valve stems are all the way in. 1 and 2. all the nuts are on tight for the pressure switches, and also this valve right here. The second screws off this big nut. So now we are ready to go and start pressure testing. So I'm gonna open up my valve first. My gauge, nitrogen. You'll hear the pressure switch click. That's good. You know that's working. And now, since we're using R22 for the system, we're actually going to use MO99. I like to pressure test at 250 since we're already working with high pressures. So once it's at 250, I turn it off. I'm just waiting for it to settle out. There, it should stop a little bit more. Okay, good. So I'm going to close off my hand valve on my high side. Perfect. And now close off all the valves. Now it's just a wait and see if the pressure drops or not. If the pressure drops or not. However, if you want, you can, while it's under pressure, you might as well just do quick leak test with some soap and water. So we check that. We check this. Be careful not to get anything in here. And just look for any bubbles. We look good so far. Yeah, it's good. Our low pressure. Sorry, our high pressure. This is our high, and that's our low over here. So high pressure, low pressure. And even to do some leak tests on the ones that you did not do, that was already there. Because this is an old unit, there can be a leak anywhere. So be very careful when you do your leak test. We look good so far. Last thing you want to check, just check if there's any, if you feel any air from the water cooled from the condenser. If you do, then there could possibly, well, there is a leak inside this coil itself. And right now it's perfect. Nothing. So yeah, like I said, I'm just going to wait about half an hour. See if my pressure holds. Right now we're at, you could say it's 255, 260, 265. So I'm just going to leave it at that, and I'll see you in half an hour. Okay guys, it's been about 45 minutes. I got carried away in some other work, and our pressure is pretty much the same. So it's now safe to say that this system has no leaks in the condensing unit. And now we can store this, and whenever we want to use it, we can just use it and not be worried about having a leak in the condensing unit. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Cheers. See you in the next video.